Living the Authentic Life, and I am here with one of my closest girlfriends, Brittany Rose Wetterer.
Yes, that's correct.
Style It with Britt. Officially launched.
Officially January 2025.
Amazing. It's such an incredible thing to launch your own business. It's scary, it's exciting, but you have been in fashion since, I don't know, over 10 years, right?
Almost 2 decades, almost 20 years, really and truly.
Wow. I think you're too young to have started that.
When I was just in baby diapers still, like, apparently.
But you started in pre-owned luxury, and then you were at school studying nursing, and then you came to Houston and were recruited by Louis Vuitton.
It was.
But I say it like a Texan. How do you say it?
Louis Vuitton is right. Louis Vuitton. If you're French, Vuitton. I think that they're all acceptable.
And then you left there to go to Saks and become a personal shopper. And now you are a personal shopper. You're helping people clean their closets. You're helping to style people. You're helping people to embrace who they are and express themselves in a way that people really receive them living the authentic life.
Yeah, absolutely. All of the above. Oh my gosh, I feel like you wrote my bio for me.
But I remember the first time I went to Saks to shop with you, and you opened the door to the fitting room, and I was amazed. Like, I had dreamed of that moment my whole life.
It gives me chills because I do remember this day. And yes.
It was so magical, and I was like, okay, I have to go back and film this because it doesn't happen if you don't fill it. Oh, I'm not talking, am I? Oh.
No, you're hitting with your jacket.
Okay, good. All right. See, I'm so authentic. I'm so excited.
Right.
I'm like clapping for you. And it was a different experience with you because sometimes you feel like you're in a fitting room with someone and they're telling you what they want you to buy, but not what's really best for you to buy. And I feel like that's what makes the experience of shopping with you. And when I tell people about you coming to their closets, that's what I say. She is so real, so down to earth. She will let you know what to spend money on and what not to spend money on. And I feel like that's so hard, is we feel like if we're shopping with someone in a luxury store, we feel
compelled to buy luxury items and to buy the whole look, or to buy, if this is what they brought, then I have to get the whole thing. And then you're feeling anxious about it, so then you don't want to go in.
Yes.
But that's not the situation. I think it's great to have an offer and to see everything that they bring out. But it is, as you mentioned, it's key to find those pieces. Okay, this is something I can't live without. This is something that maybe I can go and find it somewhere else. Maybe I have it in my closet. Maybe I can get it from Amazon, or I can get it from Zara. I can find a lesser fancy version that will still give me and achieve the same look and the same feel.
And that's what my neighbor across the street said. She was like, I just left her because she came to my closet and she helped me figure out what I needed to buy and what I could buy cost effectively and what I should invest in. Yeah. And I feel like that's a conflict. I hope that's what we do at the Vintage Contessa. I hope people feel like when they come in, we say, if you only have X amount of money and you're spending it, this would be the right thing to spend, or just wait until you can get this, or buy this and trade up for that, which is also interesting because now clothes, if you buy the right clothes, have value. And sometimes you can buy them pre-owned. Like I bought this from another one of your clients that was moving something out. And that's also part of what you do for people.
Absolutely. It's full circle service. And it was something that it was always in the back of my mind. And like you mentioned, I started in luxury resale. That was my first job. Well, my very first job was at a scrapbooking store. That was my very, very first job. I think maybe before I was really allowed to work, but I just always loved to be busy and doing something. But in high school, for fun, for money, so that I had extra money to do things, I worked at a resale boutique. And I never thought, oh, this is my life. This is what I want to do. I thought I was going to be a doctor, but then I went to nursing school. But it's truly, and now we're in this world of fast fashion and recyclable and trying to, be better for the world. And it's such a great idea to go into your closet and find things that you can then repurpose or resell, or people are doing these like closet swaps, which I love, where you go with a bunch of girlfriends and you swap something for something that they have, but you're giving it new life and new purpose. And then you're not feeling as bad about, okay, well, I made this investment. I wore this a handful of times, but now I'm getting a little bit back for it.
Yes. And shameless plug, Salvation Army. We're both working with the Salvation Army, getting people to give a few items from their closet. Mm-hmm. And what's interesting is sometimes just the way that Tamara and Lenny style it on the runway makes someone regret that they got rid of it because they didn't even consider wearing it in that way.
Mm-hmm. And I've heard, maybe this is, a little rumor, but I've heard that people see their items coming down the runway and they see them reimagined, and then they go into the boutique and they rebuy them. But it's for a great cause. But I love that, and they're doing exactly what we want to do, is give this a second life, give it excitement, and sometimes you just need to see it in a different setting, and sometimes it's just not yours anymore. You need to let it go. So yes, Salvation Army.
I love it. So you helped me to figure out how to step my toe. I think my first Dior ready-to-wear piece was from you.
Okay.
And it was that,
which means a lot because you are Miss Dior.
It was a black corset, and I guess it wasn't ready to wear. It was accessory, but it was a black corset belt that I fell in love with. And then I saw just how many different ways I could wear it and how much it upgraded an outfit. And that, to be honest, was the way I dressed, was really through accessories. Yeah. My whole childhood, my dad didn't believe in fashion, spending money on it, but he would go to Italy on buying trips and come back and give me a Gucci bag. And then when I worked for him and I started going there, I was buying a Gucci belt, a pair of Gucci shoes.
Yep.
And you could wear a black dress and put the belt and the shoe in the handbag. And
you look fantastic.
And you look fantastic. So it doesn't mean that let's talk a little bit about buying the whole look. Mm-hmm. When it's right to invest in something expensive and what things you think are okay to get in a cost-effective way.
I think you hit a great example: belts, accessories. I called it your third piece. I feel like you've inspired me to even improve on my wardrobe and to find these third piece. So third piece can be a belt. It could be a jacket. Maybe you're wearing, like right now, you have a top, a skirt, and then your third piece is your jacket. And I love how you wear it over your shoulders, because it's then becoming, instead of a part of your outfit, it's becoming the accessory, even though it is ready to wear. But it's now this topper that really has just, you look great without the jacket, but that's really that finishing touch. And so that is probably when people say, what are the three, if you could only do three things in my closet, what do I really need? And your neighbor was one. I said, you do not have just a great neutral little jacket. And she's really petite. And I said, you need a cropped neutral jacket. And so we got online and we found it. And because it was something new that she was a little uncertain about, she was like, well, I don't know, I'm not really a jacket. I said, and I happened to have a black crop jacket on that day. So I took it off and I said, put this on, try it on, see how you like it. She's like, I love this. And then I styled that jacket with like 4 different things that she already owned in her closet. So we ended up buying, I believe she bought that jacket and it came in a neutral color. And I said, this neutral really goes with your palette. And I think that would be a good investment. And I think a few weeks later, she texted me and she's like, I got this, I got that. And it was some of the check marks. And she said, it really has changed the way that I get dressed, because you're right, that was a hole that I was missing. So for me, it's that third piece. Maybe it's a crop jacket, maybe it's a denim jacket, maybe it's a blazer, maybe it's a longer jacket. You have that beautiful, you have a couple of them, the sets from Amir.
Yes, let's talk about that.
I think are so wonderful because, well, number one, they're, infinite outfits in one, but you've got the drama with the length of the jacket altogether when this piece goes on top of this. But then you've also got, I love how you wear it open with the sleeveless, and then you've belted it. So it gives it a little bit more effortless chic. And then how this top piece comes off and creates that short jacket. So that's this is your 15 pieces, but it's again, that third piece, that finishing piece.
And I was asking you, one of my challenges in my wardrobe is that I feel like if I don't wear a belt and I don't wear a full skirt, I've got the belly pooch that's really obvious. And you told me there were 2 ways to make that better.
So we were looking at this dress, I think specifically, you brought out and you said, I love this dress.
Lynn, yes.
I love the fabric. I love the look. But every time I'm wearing it, I'm feeling like there's something happening right here. And
That's drawing too much attention here and not towards my smile.
And the number one thing I asked you was, what are your undergarments? What are your foundations? What are you wearing? Well, I'm just wearing
a thong.
Underwear. Yeah. Well, guess what? That underwear is hitting you right where you don't.
Below the pooch.
Right below.
Making the pooch come out.
Even if there is no pooch, even if you have a flat belly, if you're wearing underwear right there, it's creating a crease. It's creating a line, which is creating the eye, the focal point. And so that's what we don't want to do. So number one, either start with a foundation garment, something that does give you if you need it or if you want it. I like it for support. It just feels great. My favorite,
which ones do you?
the Commando. I'll tell you exactly what it's called, but it's from their butter line. It's smoothing, number one. The fabric is extremely thin. It's totally seamless, which that's my biggest pet peeve is these undergarments.
When it's thick fabric, then you see the fabric line. So you went from having one thing to another problem.
Or when they're putting a seam on the edge. There should never be a seam on your undergarments. That's counterproductive. So
that's the problem with the lace.
Well, the lace.
It looks pretty.
I know everyone loves the Skims, and I'm a big Skims pajama girl, but the Skims undergarments are all finished with a seam on the edge, which then is not creating a smooth, seamless finish. So I'm not sure how people are loving this, but I love that for them. Not working for me. Tried and true. It's the Commando. It comes in a thong. It comes in a full coverage. Promise I don't have any kind of partnership with them. I just truly love it. And I happened upon those when I was getting married. With my wedding dress, I had to have a very specific garment. And when I went to the store and I searched all the different shapes and styles, theirs fit perfectly with what I needed. And since then, I own probably 10 pairs of every color.
Let's digress. Let's talk about searching for garments. When you made a very great point to me that you're not going to go look for a dress and then look for an undergarment that goes with that. How do you recommend people shop for undergarments?
So there are 2 things, and we'll get to the second thing, but 2 things in everyone's closet that I find they're always missing. Oh, hey, do you have this? No, I don't have that, which you don't have this undergarment. It's the bra, it's the underpinning. So bras and underwear are good, shapewear. And why don't you have it? Because nobody wants to go shop for that.
It's exhausting.
It's mentally and physically exhausting. You're on, off. You've got to hook. You've got to do this.
Right sizes,
they don't have the sizes.
Don't have the color you want.
What are the sizes? And this is equal to this.
Because sometimes if you're 34
double D, you're really an E.
Or you're a 36 D, you can wear both, but sometimes you can't really wear both.
And then it depends on the brand. Is it French? Is it American? Is it an Italian? It's just like clothing, but it is.
Right.
But clothing we can eyeball and see. I cannot tell you how many times I've gone to a store, even though working at Saks for 5 years, and I've tried on 20 bras and walked away empty-handed. It's exhausting. So my recommendation for that, you dedicate a day. Maybe it's like an early afternoon, maybe it's early morning, first thing in the morning, so you just get it done, you're fresh, you go in, and that's all you're doing is trying on undergarments. You're attacking the bras or you finding your underpinnings if you need something for a certain dress, but that's all you're doing in that shopping trip so that you can dedicate that time and that mental capacity to finding the perfect piece.
And then I also like the little covers that you can buy, and you told me I don't have to buy those from Saks, I can get them from Amazon.
Get them from Amazon, and honestly, my favorite place to get them, because I always need them right before I'm going somewhere, Target. Target has them in the intimates section. It's a black box with pink writing. They're like back in the day we wore the chicken cutlets.
Yes.
Do not wear those chicken cutlets.
I know, because
they are weighing you down. You're seeing the outline. These are like a fabric front, a sticky back. They're very, very thin. And we're going to get really intimate here, but it's about the placement. So in your mind, you're thinking, okay, I'm going to put it on where a bra should go. Sometimes, depending on how gifted you are, you're maybe placing it a little bit higher, and maybe you've got a little under boob coming out, but nobody's seeing that. When the garment goes over it, it's going to look more natural than if you're placing it underneath and then you've got a lot of top hanging out. You'd rather have the bottom hanging out because it's creating a nice, smooth, seamless feel.
Interesting.
So again, these are all things that we don't want to mess with. We're more concerned about the clothes, but the clothes aren't going to look good if what's underneath doesn't look good. So,
and I also have invested in a lot of these lace camis that are underneath, that if you don't want to be boobylicious, that's my term.
Yeah.
When it's just too low, you want to have a little bit of decolletage, depending upon if you're in Vegas and you're out at night versus if it's earlier in the day and it's more of a family event, whatever it is. I also like the idea of wearing sheer things in the winter underneath or even turtlenecks.
I love to layer those little, we're seeing them a lot, the mock neck lace long sleeves that just create a little dimension. They create, a little bit of excitement. For people like me, I don't wear sleeveless, but I like a lot of sleeveless things. So I've invested in those lace mock necks because you can wear them all year, especially in Houston, even though it's winter, it's hot as heck. Yes. And then allows you to wear these sleeveless little dresses, and it also doesn't compete with the neckline because they're sheer.
And you still get a little bit, you don't feel like it's so much fabric that it makes me feel a little mamma sometimes because I'm so petite to have all this. Yeah, the clothes are wearing me instead of me wearing the clothes. So the other thing I do when I wear these jackets is I feel like I can cover up the belly if I wear a long jacket. And you made a great point to me that the way that it comes down here, it's boxing, which draws more attention there.
It's creating a square, which we start at the top, or I guess more of a rectangle. We're starting at the top, and then where are we ending? Yes. Right in the spot that you said you wanted to take away.
Exactly.
So what are we doing here? We're going to bring it up. We're going to bring our focal point to here where we're really happy with. We look great. And then we're going to draw our eye down with the pattern of the dress.
Yes.
So we stop here, we're looking here, and then when we start to look here, instead of stopping here where your jacket's stopping, we're going to keep going. And that's what we want. We want to make you look long. We want to look lean. We want to feel good. And so I think with something like this, if you're really worried about the midsection, then you need to stop it a little bit higher so that your eye stays there.
Let's talk about the belt, number 3.
Number 3. So I just felt this is beautiful, but I just felt like it needed a little something. And of course, I know you're going to wear your jewelry. And it seems like it might be counterproductive. Now we put a belt. Now it's on our waist. Now we're back here. But make sure we're wearing it a little bit higher. And again, you've got a nice, beautiful, flat little area here. So we're going to wear it high up on our waist. And again, it's going to meet at the bottom of the jacket. It's going to keep our focal point here instead of going down to our belly. Quote, unquote.
I love these belts for traveling because I also do, it's a dual necklace.
Exactly what I was
saying. So you
can
take it off and wear it in a different time as a necklace, double wrap it, or just wear
like
it
a lariat. I love this for a daytime look, but how fabulous if you had an open back. I think you have a really pretty black open back gown.
Yes, I do.
You wore it kind of recently.
Vintage shop in Paris. And
so how fabulous is this as a choker with the open back down?
Oh my goodness.
Love that idea. And it just, again, is creating a little bit of dimension, creating some excitement. You could even double it up and then do a double choker and then have that short in the middle with that neckline would be really pretty.
You should be a stylist.
Thank you. I'll take that under advisement.
Exactly.
So that's just a kind of a fun way. And then again, it just is creating a little bit more depth. You've got the depth with the pattern, but you've got this pretty silky. And I love that we mix the fabrics. We've done it light, but it just all really.
The important thing, the reason I love this so much is the fabric is thick and it holds. Because when you buy thin fabric, I do have some dresses from Zara, but they're not. The fabric's not going to be as quality as a Christy Lynn fabric.
I think we've really done a nice. We've done a nice update. These original slip dresses, which have really made a huge appearance for the last couple of years. When they first came out, they were true slip dresses, and there were years I wanted to wear that. We have our dear friend Allie Shell. She is like the queen of the slip dress and the blazer. But these original slip dresses were so thin, and if you're not the perfect 10, which I'm sorry, none of us are.
Exactly.
We're 9.5, but it's really hard to wear this fabric and not to see everything. So yes, you can have the right garments, but still they're, so I do. This is a fantastic dress, Christy Lynn. that she's lined it, and this lining has a little bit of stretch and give, so it's moving with you. It's not stiff. And I haven't seen this on, but I'm sure it just hugs and it looks great. It's very cute.
And the thing I also like is sometimes the tropical patterns are so tropical that you don't feel like you could wear them in a city or in the winter or in the mountains. And I feel like this is done in a way that you could wear big city or mountain or beach. And I really do think about that when I'm buying. Like, this is a year-round dress, even though it's a slip dress.
I would be really curious to see it over a turtleneck.
With boots?
With boots, and then maybe like a little cognac suede jacket.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Absolutely. Yes, definitely.
Or it could be a really fun round top moment with a more Western belt and a little denim jacket and boots.
Yes. And now we're seeing boots all over
with everything.
the world.
I mean, they're year-round. Yes. And yes. There's a big
not
Western.
Just Houston and Colorado. You can see them anywhere in the country. And then I was mentioning to you, I'm not loving my legs as I'm aging. No. I still want to wear shorts. And it's not that I just am more conscious. And you really got me out of my comfort zone to try this on. And it worked.
Well, I love this design. I love that it's a three-fer. It looks like it'd be great packable. You put it in some plastic, roll it, and it'll do really well. And then you hang it up to shake out. But I like pulling from this original color, keeping in this color scheme so we're not adding too many things. This was like a really good creamy match. And then highlighting, you told me you wanted to get away from your legs, and then I threw a color on them and highlighted them. But underneath the jacket, with just a little bit of a peekaboo, let's see if I can make this happen. It just really worked nicely.
It does. And what I like is, again, we were talking about, for me packing, 1 week I'm going to Colorado, and then I'm back, and then I'm in Vegas, and then I'm back, and then I'm one trip, one suitcase, Paris, and Capri. So I'm trying to plan ahead, like, as to how, like, what pieces go on what trip. And I want to bring maybe two jackets per trip. And even if it's hot, for air conditioning and doing shows and going out at night, you want to have
some extra pieces.
Yes.
Layers.
So I love that I feel like I could wear with this jacket in the city, and then when I go to the beach, I could put a tank top on with those, with shorts, or even wear it over a bathing suit or something like that.
Well, and you could also do, and we're kind of skipping ahead, but I love this with just a white t-shirt, a little summer sandal, bopping around town in Capri.
Yes.
Just something easy, effortless, but then add your third piece so it's a little bit more styled and polished. Yes.
I've noticed the young girls don't wear belts. What is up with that style?
I think,
even with belt loops.
I think belts had a really strong moment for a while, and we went crazy. It was kind of like when the Gucci belt came out and when the Dior belt. I mean, really, I think the pivotal moment was that Gucci belt. And everyone had the Gucci, the GG belt, and they had the Gucci with the pearls. And I think maybe we got a little tired of it. But now we're seeing these more like soft signatures and then more fun fashion belts. Bottega kind of like paved the way for it, where they came out, it was like a triangle motif that they had. And it's escaping me right now, but somebody else did just like a great basic revival on a belt, which is a normal gold buckle or a normal kind of palladium silver. And I think it's going back to like that quiet luxury movement.
Yes.
We're getting away from all the branding and we're coming back out. So like I picked this out and you picked it out, but I love it. This is like one of my favorite belts in your collection, and you probably...
I don't wear it very often.
Who even knows where it came from, but I love it.
Show them what you did. So again, I'm saying I'm getting rid of shorts. And you said, let's look at this on you. So you picked this pink tweed, which again, Christy Lynn.
So cute.
This is an ad for Christy Lynn.
It's an unpaid ad.
Exactly. Because that's the belt that came with it. And
and you brought this out and you said, I love it, but I just, like, for some reason I'm putting it on and something's happening. And so we made you put it on. And we're looking at it and at first you didn't have it tucked in. And I said, okay, well, number one, I think even though it's it's like a little jacket. I think you need to tuck it in because when it's together, this is too boxy for the waist of that. So we did that and we're like, oh, it was an aha moment. It helps. It looks great. Okay, something's not right. Something's not right. When you're wearing this set, the belt was disappearing. It needed the belt because it needed something at the waist, but this tone on tone with this particular set with your coloring, it was disappearing. So we took off the belt and we said, wait a minute, what if we do this? And it changed the entire look. It looked like a little romper jumpsuit. And it really popped. And you look precious in it. And then you threw on a Chanel tweed ballet and you're like, is this too much? And I said, absolutely not. It's just enough. I loved it.
And I have been seeing a lot of the sets. Like there's a big comeback for the sets.
Huge movement for sets. And I think number one, that's for people who don't like to get dressed, don't like to shop. It's ready-made. What was that brand? We were growing up, Granimals.
I talk about that with Rob.
Little elephant goes with the elephant.
Yes.
And
He's colorblind, so he doesn't know the difference between pink and orange and red.
Oh my gosh.
But he can see the tone difference in a diamond, so it helps him in some things, whereas other things it's difficult. But he's got me for that, so I can help him. But so when I was shopping resale shop in Paris, I bought this fabulous feather set and I thought I would bring it back and I would have the blouse altered to work. And I just haven't been able to figure it out. Because what I've heard is if you wear all the same color, it looks better. But we just tried it on.
Which in theory, it's drop dead gorgeous. I love it together. But this cut with the skirt, with the feather, it's just too much. And you are...
for me. And maybe for a tall girl who's really lean.
Well, and I think you have a longer torso. Yes, it'd be great. But it was wearing you. And so we decided to break it up. And you were telling me I always wear this with a tan tank or a tan, underneath the neutrals. Yes. I wear it with a neutral. Well, you just are colorful to me.
Yes, I love it.
You read color. You love color. And so we went in and I originally pulled this and I love these colors together. And we put it on and we threw the Dior belt with it and we put a little nude Dior shoe and it looked great. It was very ladies who lunch, but you weren't feeling it. And so we took off the shirt and you were wearing this little underpinning. That came with it. I didn't even
think of it as a separate piece.
But it's a real tank top. It's finished. It looks very nice. And you said, wait a minute, I have a jacket. I love that you did this color and I have a jacket. And look what we just did.
Incredible. Yes.
Put that together. It looks like it was made for each other. Now we've got our fun color, but we've got a waist.
Love it.
And we love it.
Yeah.
And we're breaking it up.
And it even could be, like that to me is Vegas day to night too.
Absolutely.
Like I could wear that
and you're not
during the day with the the blouse over it, and then into evening take
that off, add the jacket, and you've got a couple looks.
Yes.
And then later on, this would be great with like a white slack. I think it would be so beautiful under there, talking back to your travel pieces. Love that together. And then later you could put it with jeans. So that could be your travel capsule. We decided we like this, we think, just with denim.
Yes, that it's a beautiful way to upgrade denim. But it's just a hard piece for me and my height. But let's talk a little bit about denim because I feel like that is tough. And I really struggle with, my three struggles are bras and underwear, swimsuits, and denim.
Which is an extension, yes. So denim is my second thing. My second category that you have to dedicate. You dedicate a whole shopping trip to that. And the other thing I left out was give yourself a time frame.
Yes.
Don't hit 5 stores in one day and do bras and underwear. Don't hit 5 stores in one day and do denim. You give yourself an hour. Is it 2 hours? Whatever. I mean, maybe it's 3 hours. Maybe you can do that. But give yourself a realistic time frame so that you don't get burnt out, that you don't get down on yourself because, sorry, I think I have some feathers. They wanted to cling on. Give yourself that realistic time frame because then you will achieve your goal. And just know, okay, here we are. Time check. I gave myself an hour. I haven't found anything. I'm still feeling good. I can keep going. Or I gave myself an hour. I'm done. And walk away and start over.
I can't do this anymore.
Because then if you don't, and let's say you don't find anything, or let's say you find one pair of jeans, how likely are you to go back and do that again? If you got burnt out, you're not. And that's why we don't have bras and underwear. That's why we only have one pair of jeans that we've like worn to death, because we associate those shopping trips with failure and disaster, and we don't want to do them again.
Well, and the other thing is, I think it's safe is if you find something you like, buy it in multiples, and that's what I did with the TWPs.
But you also did it kind of with the jeans. I noticed
like
that
I found a brand I like. I found
so you're a Mother girl, which when I was at Saks, one of my top selling brands was Mother. For a long time, it was Mousy because we were doing all that ripped denim, and
I had ripped Mousy.
Yep, you had a lot of Mousy, and now we've migrated and we're doing more of a clean look. We can still have a little, fun at the bottom with a little frayed edge, which I like to give a haircut to. We talked about this on your denim shorts. Every once in a while, it's okay to have a frayed edge, but when it starts getting after washes, give it a little haircut. Just kind of revamp it, and that cleans it up. But it's okay, and we were talking about Mother, it's okay to find something that you love and to buy it in multiple colors. I love that, because guess what? In other colors, it's going to read different. It's a different lady. She's different, even though it's the same shirt. This lady's like more casual, more laid back. I'm wearing her with a little sandal or a little slide, and I just want to look, put together for the day. This lady is going with a silky wine color monochromatic look with a heel and a belt, and we're putting some gold jewelry with her. This lady is going like, she needs a little steam, but she could even go with a leather pant and a little jacket over. So yes, it's the same blouse, and people are like, ugh, you're wearing the same thing. No, you're styling it different.
It feels totally
different. And it's like your comfort. What is it? Your wubby, your little blanket. You feel good in it, and it fits. It looks good. I'm okay with the multiple colors. I'm okay with that. I have some things that like maybe they're in 2 different shades of green, but they're different greens, or they're blue. It's really more blues for me. It's really more black. And then going back to the mothers, and I will give a shout out for them to them, because this is one of the reasons why I think they're so successful. They don't try to reinvent the wheel. They stick to, they have a lot of different shapes, which I do love, but they stick to their shapes, and then they do new washes, they do new colors. Sometimes they'll change the fabrics. But if you don't know this, which I feel like everyone probably does, but just in case you don't, if on a Mother denim, on that Mother brand, which Mother is the brand, if they put the style inside the pocket, and not only do they put the name of the style, but they put the color. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I love this jean, but I ripped it, or I ripped I did something to it and I really need to replace it. I have no idea where it came from. I can't buy my receipt. Open it up. There it is. This is the Hustler Ankle Fray in Not Guilty. Not Guilty is the color.
Wow.
So I love that, because you don't have to, we have enough things to remember, enough things to find. They make it easy. And jeans are another thing I think that you can buy multiples of. If you love it, buy the jean. If you truly, truly love something, buy a second. Because there are so many times where I found something I loved, and I was like, that little crop jacket I was telling you about, the black. I kept saying I was going to buy that neutral color. I kept saying, guess what? Sold out. And I'm still upset about myself. So going into staples and things that we need to have that are always hard to find. White t-shirts, and you have these Zara t-shirts, which I'm going to go online and buy, because I don't have the white.
So good.
These are fantastic. They're thick.
I was shocked.
And they're not
see-through.
That's amazing.
It's smooth.
I swear we're not doing a plug for Zara either.
Have them dry cleaned, because I don't want them to get dingy.
Yes, I have heard that. I have a client, she loves, I think they're Gap. I'll have to ask her. She'll know who I'm talking about. But she has 10 at least. A minimum of 10. And it's okay to buy
the same thing there too, because you just need it. And I think that, like, you were even saying I could wear a t-shirt with that.
Oh, well, we were talking about how to, okay, so you've got this great, really beautiful dynamic look. Sorry to put my back to y'all. This dynamic look with the silk tank, which I think we lost somewhere. And then we did the shorts, but look, and that's Paris walking around, and now we're going to Capri, and we want to be a little bit more fun. We do that, but then let's not forget our little third piece at our belt, and we can put a little sandal, or you can wear your ballet flat with it. And even that feather skirt is super, could be. I love this with I'd probably change it out. You had
Yes.
one upstairs with, maybe not this one because it's a little bit more casual with the darting.
Yes.
I think this is a good denim white shirt, but I like the shape of the shoulders. You had one upstairs with some shoulder pads, but I like that. It gives it a little bit more of a dynamic.
Yes,
And it creates that inverted triangle, which is the shape we want. We don't want a rectangle. We want big shoulders or, strong upstairs and then bringing it down, making it long and lean.
Really good points. Let's talk shoes too, because what I have noticed is these shoes, although these are super comfortable, these are Sarah Flint, and I got these through Courtney Zavala, worked with them, and they're comfortable heels, but I can't wear these in Paris and I can't wear these in Capri because they have the spike heel.
Yeah.
I need to do a block heel, which I either do like the Valentino rock studs, or even that one Dior I have has the thicker heel.
That it's such a cute little oval shape. I like that they came out with that last year. I'm a big proponent of a block heel. I think they're comfortable. I think they're cute. We did stilettos for so long, and of course a stiletto is always going to be in style.
I love it for ladies who lunch or evening out.
Absolutely.
I think
there's the right look.
I struggle to wear the round toe out at night, but I'm trying to embrace it because it's oftentimes more comfortable.
It's very ladylike. I think that's more of like that Grace Kelly era.
Okay.
And I think it definitely has the right moment. I love the little nude Dior that you have with the round toe and the block heel. I had a whole moment for kitten heels. I've embraced the kitten heel. For so long, I thought, I can't wear that. It's too na-na. I love a na-na heel now.
Yes.
But again, I think, like, for instance, the one I have on, it's leopard. So it's got a little fun element. Yes, it's a short heel, but I got to have something with pizzazz. Another thing that I've really been leaning into is kind of a take. I'm trying to think of who really, everyone's doing it now. But it's a stiletto heel that then grows, and there's a formal name for it.
Amina Mawadi.
But it's a little bit different than that. That one has more of like the block. This one has, they were inspired by somebody else, but who does it a lot is Shoots, that brand Shoots.
Yeah, I love that brand.
They have it in their boots, they have it in their heels. And so I feel like that's a nice way to get, because some people don't like the block heel. They feel like it makes their legs look a little too chunky. Or if they have a bigger calf, they want a stiletto. And so I think that's a nice way to kind of get the sleek look of the stiletto, but that little thicker heel at the bottom adds that comfort, that stability. I still don't think it's like very practical for cobblestone roads, but
no.
It's a happy medium.
Any other brands of kind of Shoots level?
I love, honestly, we
Steve
just
Madden
I just took a client to Steve Madden only because we walked the entire mall. We could not find the shoe that we were looking for. We went to Saks, we went to Neiman's, we went to Nordstrom. And we saw something. We really wanted this Jimmy Choo. It was a black platform. She was she's speaking at a conference this weekend, and we did a lot of pant sets. And we wanted like just a fun platform that would be comfortable, but also it looked professional, but still a little fun and flirty. And the Jimmy Choo Heloise that I love, that has been around forever, is gone in black. It does not exist. You can't find it. We couldn't find it online. We couldn't find it on Amazon. We couldn't find it anywhere. And we were at Nordstrom, and Steve Madden had an inspired version of it, but they didn't have the color that we needed. So I said, you know what? Should we go to Steve Madden? And we went. And that's my thing. Yes, we love the luxury things, but you have to find your high-low. I love Zara. I love my favorite white button down, I wish I had it, is from Amazon. It's like one of those Amazon brands. I have it in black. I have it in white. It's a ruched sleeve. I wear it with denim. I wear it with denim shorts over a bathing suit in the summertime. It actually has pockets, so sometimes I'll wear it over like a little leather legging, more like a tunic style. And that's fine, but I buy them because they're $20-something and they're white and they're going to get dingy, and then and it's a linen-like feeling. And it's just, for me and my lifestyle with 2 young kids, it's not something that I want to invest in. So I think if you're buying fashion shoes, it's fine to go with some of those brands. I definitely like Shoots, or like, not Sam Edelman, Alexander Berman is also kind of in that level. They're a little bit more, they're starting to get very proud of their brand. So they're
400. No, I know it's even Shoots is more
Shoots
in
is
the
getting
400.
Shoots always has a sale though. So I was just in New York for New York Fashion Week, and I made it a point to stop at the shoot store. And I will say, like, I came home with 6 pairs of shoes.
Yes,
I love their
I've done
shoes.
that
I think
before.
they're very comfortable. They're very affordable. And it was all niche things that I wanted to fill, holes that I wanted to fill in my closet. And so I didn't want to make a big investment.
What about an espadrille?
I love an espadrille.
Okay.
I'm still a wedge girl. Are you talking about a heeled espadrille or more of a flat espadrille?
A heel.
Okay.
With a wedge.
I still like a
Because
heel
I think those
espadrille.
work great for
Capri and for walking around on the cobblestones. I do. I think an updated version, Valentina has been doing it for years and years and years. This year, it looks like they've got some fresh ideas, so I like that.
Okay.
Louboutin usually does a really nice one, even though
Really?
they
'Cause
do.
I feel like they're not comfortable shoes.
That is the only shoe that I can wear from them. I cannot wear any of their closed shoes.
Interesting.
I can only wear a sandal. And one of my favorite, I called it like a flat form, was from Louboutin. Who else does? Chanel always has a great flat form and a great wedge. They have a really pretty one right now that might be a cork-esque bottom with a little cutout, but I like a flat form. Do you know what that is? Where it's not a platform, because the platform has the platform and then the heel. The platform is all the way across, but it has a slightly higher heel. You already know. I don't have to explain it to you.
I got those in Hermes,
Yes.
and they are just to die for. That's what Rob gets for sending me in to get repairs for bags. When a
gotta
bag
go to the
goes to the spa,
spa.
Mama's got to get a new pair of shoes. Okay, so Chanel flats to me are like, I've tried others. I did a little Lanvin, I did a little Valentino, but like timeless forever. I just keep resoling them. I just keep having them redone. They went from me buying them on sale at Neiman's for like $300 a pair to now I think they're $1,500. But I do think there's such a look, and that you could buy a Target sundress and put a pair of Chanel flats in a great bag and a nice watch, and I think you look pulled together.
Absolutely. I think, and that's where there's not a hard and fast rule for things that you should spend your money on. Everyone's
Has a different thing.
Yes, absolutely. And so for some people it's shoes, because that's, or it's accessories, and it's the things that they're going to get the most wear out of.
Cost per wear.
Cost per wear is my number, and it's girl math, right?
Yes.
I think that's a real thing.
Hello.
But if that's what you find and that's what brings you joy, sparks joy, then go for the shoe. If it's, some people are just dresses, some people are jackets, some people are accessories, some people are jewelry and their watches. That's what brings them joy. They spend all of their money. They'll have Target dresses on with, Rolexes or Pateks or whatever it is. But you find what works for you. And that's where, when I get to someone's house, as of late, most of my clients have been referrals. So I'm walking in totally blind. I don't know this person. I've never met them. I don't know their age. Grace Kelly,
we're exhausting you with all this shopping talk. Oh.
And those are some, as I'm working and I'm pulling things, if I'm helping them clean or I'm helping them put outfits together, I'm asking questions like, what is your lifestyle? Where are you going? What do you what are you wearing every day? Are you wearing this? They might be in sweats, or they might have gotten dressed up for me. What is realistic for you? Because that's going to help me navigate and tell you what I think you really need in your closet, what's missing, because not everyone needs a leather biker jacket, leather Dior biker jacket. But for you, I feel like it is a must because it works with your lifestyle. And I know that you're going to pull for that all year. I mean, it's March, it's 89 degrees outside, and you've got a leather biker jacket.
Wear it
but you're going to wear
year
it
round, and it's going to go on trips with me. And the last one I bought was, one of the main ones that I'm still wearing is Valentino, and it had ruffles on it. And it was red Valentino, not
regular Valentino.
Yes. So I think I spent $200 from the Real. I took the ruffles off because it was too much for everything. And I still have it in there. I think a few people that have come through my closet say to get rid of it, but I haven't yet.
You have the space and it's not hurting anything.
Yep. And then I got one that was for like this racing team, which I kind of like, but you can't wear it as much. So I wouldn't recommend that you get too caught up in like the kitschy things, because I feel like, but it's still in my closet, and because Rob loves racing.
I was going to say, but you have a whole niche market for that in your life. Y'all do
We
the
do.
Monica, and you do. I feel like
and
it
I'm a
makes
part
sense.
of the car group.
Yes.
And so if you're really passionate about something and you go with that, I think you can have longevity, and you're not just buying it cost per wear for a year, but maybe for 20 or 30 years. And it's something so different and unique in its conversation. And for me, that's what I love most about styling myself, is it creates conversations, and it's a way of making people smile and connect
I love that.
before you talk to them. And then you go into conversations that are meaningful, and that just makes your day feel more fulfilled. So I think for me, that's what it's about. I'm trying to get better about what I buy and being more
We talked about this.
thoughtful
Yes, absolutely.
about what it is, because I feel like I can go in a store and go, oh my God, I love that dress.
I have to have it.
And it's another dress that's scoop neck on the top end with a
Fit and flare. Yep.
yes. And I probably don't need more of those. No. So how do you get people to step out of their comfort zone and go from a fit and flare to a straight dress? How?
Try on such. So when I'm pulling for people, if I'm coming to their house or if they're coming and meeting me at the store, I'm pulling what was on the agenda. So typically I'm asking these questions. Are we pulling for a lifestyle? Are we pulling for a special event? Is there a weekend? Is there a trip? And so I'm checking off the boxes of the things they asked for. And then once I'm, if I don't know them, I'm getting to know them. Once I feel like I've got to know them, or if I know them previous to that, then I'm pulling some wild cards. I always try to put 1 or 2 wild cards in there. And I will tell you, my conversion rate on those wild cards is pretty high.
I love that.
Because people who are seeking me are usually wanting to be pushed a little bit. They're wanting to
They're
be
not
challenged.
picking the conservative stylist to come in and just, and I feel like that's the only reason I tried on this TWP cropped, is I saw one of my friends wearing it, and she was my age, and I said, oh, but I can't show my belly. She's like, I put a tank underneath it. And, or you said wear a high.
They're not as cropped. They looked very cropped. When these first came to Saks, I was like, what in the world is that? What's going on? Well, I'm obsessed with the roll on it. But I thought, who is wearing that? Basically, it's one size fits all, because it's extra small, small, and small, medium, or something. It's weird sizing. Who's wearing this weird one size fits all cropped rolled men's shirt? And I can tell you, those things, we could not keep them in the store. They are so flattering. It's a universal shirt. But yes, you just wear, everything's high-waisted. So almost, I'm sure all
fresh to me and different. And that's just, sometimes you want something that you're like, oh, I don't know what to wear today. I'm going to wear that because I feel good in it.
But it's a polished look. That's like this is much nicer. That's my Amazon white button-down shirt. When I just am having one of those days, I throw that on. I'm sure everyone out there has seen me in this outfit because I've worn it. But I put one of my button-down shirts on with a pair of my favorite denim. Right now I'm loving this jean I got from Veronica Beard, which I never tried because they're super high-waisted. But this one really works for me. I put it on with my Veronica Beard, my favorite belt, and a little sling back flat. And that's my uniform. And you'll see me bebopping around town in that at least once a week.
I love it.
But it's a comfort zone.
And we are running out of time, but I want to ask, Bella's going to college. We noticed she is being considered for a scholarship. We had to really kind of dig in my closet to help her look more professional. So what are some of the things that young girls, they're all drawn to this strapless short. Thank God she got out of that.
She got out of that.
The longer fit and flare. She can do that sometimes. And she wore a dress that was mine that my mom had given back to me that had a boat neck but only because it was this. But what do you recommend for young girls who need to be conservative for their interview or for their meeting the boyfriend's mom or going maybe for an internship? A
dress is always going to be the easiest. I love I know that these young girls, they hate the puffy sleeves, which is a problem right now because everyone has a puff sleeve.
Yes, that's right.
If you notice, Hunter Bell has them.
Yes.
I mean, not Zara, Zimmerman, everyone's doing that big puffy sleeve. And immediately I bring it out. Even Rami Brooke, which I feel like is a very young brand, you bring them out and they're like, no, they won't even try them on. So it's a hard niche to find. But Tanya Taylor has some really good.
Oh, okay.
And I think previously it's kind of similar like to that Millie look, but they're becoming a little bit more young and fresh, and they're doing less of a puff sleeve, more of like a princess. And they give a little coverage. They're not so short, but they still have a little frill skirt. I think a fit and flare just looks good on everyone.
Yes.
The young girls love those. I'm so glad they're gone. The Alice and Olivia slip dresses that were like, if you sneeze, you know, you might be in trouble.
Have it in orange upstairs.
We have it in all the colors. I know you were
I think we bought it from
offender. But I'm glad we're getting out of that. And I think they are. It's kind of like an evolution of that Love Shack fancy, because they all wore that in middle school and beginning of high school. And they're getting out of that and getting away from the pattern and getting away from the frill. But it's still along those lines. I don't think the younger girls are going to wear jackets and blazers.
She only will when we're traveling.
Okay. Her third piece.
When we're in Europe, she'll do it, but not with her friends.
I love like a little top like you have on with a little silk satin skirt. And Zara has those silk satin skirts, the little midi skirts for $49. And I think the young girls will wear those because they're a little bit more. They are all really going for that minimalistic look.
Yes. And she likes all the neutrals. Where I want
monochromatic. Yes. So Zara is a great place to go. Revolve has it.
And she shops Reformation and then finds what she likes and then goes on to Poshmark and The Real and then researches it.
She's so savvy, like her mom.
She's learning, definitely. Well, we will definitely, this is a great way too, that it's not a mother-daughter fight. It's to have you be a part of it is a good balance too, that I think that even though it seems extravagant to have a stylist for your child, I still think that it's a way to focus on getting them into things, and maybe they'll be more polite to you than me.
Well, I've had some, don't worry. I'm like Aunt Britt. That's what they call me.
Yes.
I think it's nice to have an outside party who's unbiased, who will tell you, because sometimes, and honestly, sometimes I'm on their side. There's no sides, but sometimes I'll agree with things that they're saying. Sometimes I'm agreeing with things that mom or dad are saying. But it is reassuring to have an outside. We do a lot of rush styling, which you'll be, we'll be there too.
We started looking at that, and there is a thing. We hired a consultant for that.
There's a rush consultant. Yes, absolutely. It's a whole thing.
And again, it's not me going, Bella, did you do this? Or
no, because you need someone, because it's just like in your marriage. You need a third party.
We have therapists. We have dog trainers.
We have all the things. Someone who's outside.
And I have Danette for everything in my life. Exactly.
But yes, I'm so excited for you, and I'm so proud of Sweet Bella. I cannot believe that she's going off to college. My little Ellie will be right behind her.
I know, it's crazy. Well, I love doing this. We're going to do some YouTube shorts so people can check out some of these things in smaller nuggets. But every time I talk with you, for my birthday, you gave everybody a little tip. Why don't you share that about...
Oh, God.
Because I thought that was incredible. I feel like I've heard it all, and there's still new things.
About the waistline, with the waistband. So funny. This has really taken off. But I'm going to open my own alterations business next.
Yeah.
So if you're having sometimes we wake up and we have this outfit plan and we put it on, and maybe like it's a skirt for a themed party, and that's the only thing that you have that fits into that theme, and it's not fitting, which was my case. And so you can take your steamer and just steam along the waistline and just really gently move through and kind of give it a little stretch very gently, and you can add about half an inch.
Half an inch, guys. Sometimes that's...
Without alterations.
The difference of wearing it and not wearing it.
And that day it was the difference for me.
And it looked amazing, and you looked
thank
great,
you.
and you had confidence
It was
too.
such a fun party, a little wild, walk on the wild side with Danae.
We're so wild. All right, guys, we're wild, we're authentic, we're embracing life, and thank you for always making me look my best and sending me in the right direction and being my unconditional friend.
Thank you.
A treasure. You cutie pie.
Sweet, thank you.
All right, guys, Style It with Britt
That's me.
on IG.
Yep. On Facebook, on the interweb, on the line.
Yeah, all that stuff.
stylewithbritt.com.
Okay. Until next week. Bye.